Hey, welcome back to Triple C, Candace's College Cooking, where I have the privilege of teaching you, the 20-something crowd, the basics and hacks of cooking, as well as how to impress friends, roommates, or even a date with restaurant-worthy creations. I've mentioned before, but as you scroll through my episodes, you're going to notice a theme, likely a Mexican theme. There's two reasons for that. First, I grew up in Texas, and we ate Tex-Mex literally 2 or 3 times a week. Love me some Tex-Mex. The other is that I worked in a Tex-Mex restaurant as a server and bartender throughout college. This is where I learned to cook many of the Mexican or Tex-Mex dishes. Say that 10 times fast. I still serve today. Today, I'm gonna show you one of my absolute favorite Mexican breakfasts. It's my riff on chilaquiles. I first fell in love with chilaquiles when my husband and I were on a trip in Puerto Vallarta. It was an award trip that he had won, and unfortunately, like many of the vacations we took at the time, I had to work. So off went Todd to go play golf while I was stuck in the room taking calls, and I ordered room service, and that's when my love affair with chilaquiles began. Now, my understanding is that traditional chilaquiles is fried corn tortillas topped with or should I say bathed in a smooth salsa or sauce. That sauce is typically a red or green enchilada sauce, and it's served primarily with maybe a side of eggs. Well, my riff elevates that combination to new levels, making it worthy to serve for breakfast or a fancy weekend brunch. Let's get to it. Okay, we're gonna start by sauteing some bacon lardones. What that means technically is that I took 2 strips of bacon or 3 strips of bacon, depending on how many chilaquiles you want to serve, and chopped it up. Okay, so that's what you get. I'm gonna start this pan over medium-high heat, trend medium-high heat, and throw the bacon into the pan. Now look, I use Wright's bacon. It's thick cut bacon. Honestly, it's a splurge. It's super expensive. So don't feel like you have to use super expensive bacon, but I would suggest that you find maybe the cheapest thick cut bacon you can find. It really makes a big difference in the texture of the chilaquiles creation. All right, so we got our bacon going. Now what we need to do is we're going to create tortilla strips. So I make this out of just corn tortillas you can buy in the store. They're clearly not cooked yet. So cut our tortillas in half and then flip that over, and then you cut that in half. You know my rule about always cutting in half and then cut so that you don't end up with lopsided slices. And then you're gonna cut this into 3, that half, and then this half into 3. And then we're just gonna throw that on a cookie sheet. And I have this lined with foil, but you don't have to line your cookie sheet with foil if you don't want to. Now we just have to wait for our bacon to finish cooking because we're gonna use that bacon grease on top of the tortilla strips. Okay, while we're still waiting on the bacon, make sure and preheat your oven to 425 degrees. You wanna have your rack at its top section, and then have one in the middle as well, because we might move these tortillas around a little bit in the oven depending how quickly they're gonna cook. Okay, so my bacon is almost done. Give it just another second. And then with a slotted spoon, and that's basically a spoon that has holes in it, okay, so this would technically qualify as a slotted spoon. You wanna take that bacon out of the pan, leaving as much grease as possible. All right, and I'm gonna put that in a bowl that's lined with a paper towel. Set that aside. Now back to our tortillas that we have cut into strips. I am going to pour the majority of this bacon grease on top of those tortillas and give it a little toss. I know this doesn't look like much right now, but promise, it will. All right, and then a little sprinkle of salt. And then we're gonna put the tortillas in the 425 degree preheated oven for about 4 to 6 minutes. But don't walk away, because sometimes they can cook super fast and sometimes it takes a little longer. Okay, while our tortilla strips are in the oven, let's go ahead and cook up our scrambled eggs. So again, I'm not cracking eggs in front of you. In fact, when I cracked these, I had a couple shells that went in. So that's exactly the reason why I don't crack eggs in front of you. So this is 2 scrambled eggs. If you're going to serve 2 people, you probably want to do 3 scrambled eggs, but I'm making the chilaquiles just for me today. So 2 it is. Candidly, 1 probably would have been sufficient, but what the heck? It's Friday. All right, and you know from the humble, not the humble, you know from the Incredible Edible Egg, part 3 is scrambled eggs. Catch that if you haven't seen it. That you want to give the eggs a little bit of time. Don't move them too quickly. And I am cooking this in a nonstick pan. Okay, the eggs are starting to firm up on the sides. So you can move your spatula through the middle. And then it will come as no surprise to you, but we're going to add a little cheese. All right, so we have salt, pepper, and a little bit of cheddar and Monterey Jack combo. But again, use whatever cheese you like, as long as it's a good melting cheese. Those look done. Let's check on our tortilla strips. Oh, and as a quick aside, I made scrambled eggs, but you could certainly make fried eggs or sunny side up eggs, which are a type of fried egg. Again, check out the Incredible Edible Egg fried egg episode. And use those if you like a super runny egg on top of your chilaquiles. Okay, so I gave the tortilla strips 6 minutes on 425 and they still didn't have the right color. So I went ahead and cranked up the heat to broil and let them go for another 2 minutes. This is what you want them to look like. Now we're gonna put these in a bowl. And we're gonna top them with Las Palmas green enchilada sauce. Again, this is like $2.50 at Walmart, but you can buy it in a smaller container if you want, or you can buy the large container, use part of it, and then put it in Tupperware, take it out of the tin can, and put it in your refrigerator covered, and it'll last for maybe about a week. All right, so we're gonna put about, I'd say, a half a cup of green enchilada sauce on top of the strips of toasted corn tortillas. And then we're going to top that with more cheese. I'm gonna give it a little toss. All right, time to plate this up. Now, I like to use a pasta bowl. This is kind of a small pasta bowl, but I think it does the trick. I am not going to take all of the chilaquiles, the tortilla part, in my concoction here today because I've already had breakfast. All right, so this is the way you layer the chilaquiles. Then you want to put in your scrambled eggs on top. All right, on top of that goes your bacon. And then, you know, heck, why not a little more cheese? And then on top of that, we're going to put half of an avocado. And you guys know how to slice an avocado because you watched Girls Just Want to Have Guac. All right, spread that out a little bit. Clearly didn't cut it super well. Okay, and then a little bit of sour cream, some green onion, and some cilantro. Doesn't that look restaurant worthy? If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to my channel, like this episode, and share on social. And remember, to share a meal is to share a life. Thanks so much for watching Triple C. Have an awesome day.